Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin maintains on top of $60,000, new all-time highs in play, family. We'll also be discussing breaking news. Polish presidential candidate publicly vows to use the Bitcoin Satoshi Action Fund model policy to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Sound familiar? Game theory in full effect. Also quoting RFK Jr. Bitcoin is the currency of freedom, a hedge against inflation for middle-class Americas, a remedy against the dollar's downgrade from the world's reserve currency, and the off-ramp from a ruinous national debt. Bitcoin will have no stronger advocate than Howard Lutnick, who holds hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Let's go. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin long-term hodlers do not see 90,000 as the enemy. Of course not. And of course, Bitcoin broke above 90,000, and now the TD sequential says 100,000 Bitcoin price in play before this next incoming weekend. We'll also be discussing prominent U.S. prosecutor's office to reduce the focus on crypto cases. According to this official report, as Trump once said, I will end Joe Biden's war on crypto. Trump's not even in office yet, and things are looking on the up and up. We'll also be discussing the current Bitcoin price ceiling projected at 135,000. In fact, as much as 500,000 for a cycle peak, according to Kijang Yu, crypto quant founder. We'll also be discussing ARK Invest unveils their year-end targets for Bitcoin, sees continued bullish momentum for Bitcoin in 2025, and spoiler alert, they're ultimately hinting at 124,000 for the December price peak. Let me know if you agree, disagree. It's right in alignment with the 1-week chart, which shows that sexy 124,000 cup and handle target. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes, then go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I looked up the analytics. 40% of you that watch every day are not subscribed. Then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. Today is pod episode 1821. I'm your host, JV. It's November 17th, 2024. And the market's been holding on to 90,000. 90 is the new bottom. I'm not complaining, but 100K in play. It's official. According to the TD sequential, I'll be breaking down some of that analysis. I'll be pulling up some of the live charts. But let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You can see Bitcoin holding on to 90,100 at the time of the live stream. Ether, BNB, XRP, Cardano have all pulled back, correcting. And in the red, XRP tapped 100. I'm sorry, not 100, but $1, I think 25 the other day. A run we haven't seen on XRP in years, but today it's corrected down 12%. Cardano's down 5%. Some of the big gainers include Solana, up 9%, and Bonkers going bonkers. And there you go. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the crypto market cap is currently sitting at still above the 3 trillion milestone, which is practically all-time high levels. And the volume, we have 160 billion in the past 24 hours, down 10% on the day. Bitcoin dominance, I believe, has pulled back just a itty-bitty bit. We were at 60% the other day. We're at 59 today. Ether dominance still only at 12.4%. And check out the top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got Mantra leading the pack, up 56%, followed by Ray, up 22%, followed by Bonk, up 22%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. The majority of the market has pulled back in the red, unfortunately. I'd say maybe 85-15, red over green. And zooming out on the month, wow, still 90% of the market in the green. So, and checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we are at a 90. The higher this number goes, more likely of a pullback. And lo and behold, at a 90 today, we're pulling back. Yesterday was a 86 extreme greed. Last week at 78, and last month at 73. And let's pull up the time chain calendar. I forgot to open it up, but here we go. According to the time chain calendar, it's going to see what block we're on and how many sats we could get for $1, etc. if this baby loads. Fingers crossed. There we go. We're currently on block height, 870,763, 179,237 blocks till the next halving of 2028. And you can currently exchange $1 for 1,110 sats. Almost an 1111, but I like the 1110. It's a blackjack, is it not, Chandy? We got a blackjack. So yeah, before you know it, it's going to be less than 1,000 sats per dollar, and you'll probably never be able to buy that many sats for $1 ever again. So take advantage of it. Let's dive into some technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies, and I'll also be pulling up, some of the live charts. And here's what some of the analysis shares with us. Bitcoin continues to circle 90,000 as week-to-date gains approach 13%. It's a weekly close. Now, joining the suggesting consolidation phase, we have Crypto Quant Contributor sharing potential downside target of above 70. That would be a pretty substantial correction. But anyways, here's what he said. The reason it argues lies in two moving averages. The position of the price chasers indicates that we are seeing intense, healthy buying pressure on Bitcoin, which is a very positive sign. He goes on to share, the issue is that the gap between the fast and slow chasers is 19%, and this in turn leads to two possible scenarios. Scenario one, Bitcoin takes a sideways position in the 87.93 range for some time and then continues its upwards movement to 104 to 120 range. We observed something similar from February to March 2024, or scenario two, Bitcoin corrects downwards to the 71 to 77 range, and there is an intermediate healthy cooling off of the market, and then the local upward trend resumes. And happy 420 in advance, family here. But yeah, the chart here shows Bitcoin price upside over the past week in context with a record-breaking 9,000 daily candle. We were on the cusp, you can see it right there, of the God candle. We define as 10,000 or more on the daily chart. We got so freaking close, and that's an all-time high, FYI, for Bitcoin since its inception. Now, meanwhile, the idea that the bull run will pause before 100,000 hits is far from new. Some see the long-awaited retest of a newly won support level, while bearish opinions range as low as 50,000 or lower. My personal 2 Satoshis, I think that is crazy. I think we're most likely to continue pumping upwards, especially here, considering where we're at in the market. We're halfway through Q4, and this is the year of the halving, so don't forget about that. But anyways, CryptoQuant data shows investor conviction remains solid at the current levels, and quoting Dark Foss, it's interesting to note the balance of the new whales, which has increased rapidly. Could also indicate that more whales have been created recently. He also says even with Bitcoin around 90,000, they haven't stopped accumulating. That's right, smart money, and most are holding, which is a sign of confidence in the market. Couldn't agree more. I'm definitely leaning bullish over bearish, as I always am, just to keep it 100. And quoting Dennis Porter, this is breaking news. Polish presidential candidate publicly vows to use the Satoshi Action Fund model policy to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now, clearly it's in Polish, so I can't read you word for word, but very bullish when you have other countries and, politicians who are claiming they're going to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve for their country. Obviously, Trump just won the presidential election for the states, and he vows to make America the Bitcoin mining hub of the world, and also stockpiling the Bitcoin. So I think more nations are likely to follow in Trump's footsteps. And also, we got to give credit first and foremost to Bukele, as he was the first president to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender back when, no one was embracing it. This was back in 2021. Also, shout out RFK Jr. He was actually at the fight last night with Trump and Elon, watching John Jones. But anyways, he wrote here, Bitcoin is the currency of freedom, a hedge against inflation for middle-class Americans, a remedy against the dollar's downgrade from the world's reserve currency, and the off-ramp from a ruinous national debt. Bitcoin will have no stronger advocate than Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick is billionaire, also has investments of hundreds of millions in Bitcoin. We have seen photos of Howard Lutnick with Max Kaiser and Bukele over there in El Salvador. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, someone was talking about Lutnick will run the U.S. Treasury. Lutnick is not Trump's answer. This guy, Kyle Bass, I don't know. I don't get too involved with these politics, but nonetheless, I like RFK Jr. I like that he vows to make America healthy again, and I respect he is bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, he had the best speech at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, so it tells me he understands Bitcoin, and so respect to RFK Jr. Now let's pull up some of the live charts. Before we get into some of the headlines, this is brought to you via TradingView, via Coinbase. This right here on your screen is the 1 hour chart. You can see we're still sitting above 90,000. We do have a right shoulder. We do have a blue bullish target sitting at 105,000. Some analysts say 100,000 in play for this week. In fact, we'll be diving into that story a little later. But let's get some different looks. Again, that's just the 1 hour. Let's check out the 4 hour. Happy 420 broskies, 421 here now in Puerto Rico. Yeah, so the 4 hour chart looking lit across the board. I mean, in my opinion, all the charts are looking extremely bullish right now. Here's the 1 day chart. See if there's any specific targets, not necessarily, but you can see the momentum has been extremely bullish. This month of November has not been a disappointment. And checking out the 1 week, I want you to pay attention to that target you see on the screen, sitting at 124,000. We're going to be speaking about our feature story later with ARK Invest, major asset manager. They believe in early Bitcoin adopters. Of course, shout out Kathy Wood as well. They believe Bitcoin's going to hit 124,000 in December. Again, that's right around the corner, 2 weeks till December. Let me know if you can see that happening. I think it's a fantastic target. I know our one and only Oracle is suggesting we can hit 225,000 still before the end of the year. But let me know your honest thoughts, and I'll read those comments out loud here in a moment. But let's take a quick look at the monthly chart so we get some different looks. You can see Moonvember candle forming, a Godzilla candle. Past couple of months were green. Bullish monthly closes as well, and I think that momentum shall continue, leading into December and, of course, Q1 of 2025. But let me know your thoughts, family. Here we go. Bitcoin long-term hodlers do not see 90,000 as the enemy. That's right, because 90 G's is no enemy of mine. November 16th report, CryptoQuant shared that the long-term hodlers addresses holding Bitcoin for 155 days or more do not see the 90,000 as an enemy and are engaging in profit-taking before breaking 73.8 all-time high, which was set back in mid-March, which we shattered here more recently. And the new high is ultimately 93,500 via Coinbase. Now, some of these investors have been here for many years, and for them, the first target would be profit-taking zone. Let me know if any of you took profit when we smashed 93, or if you guys are just hodling for the long term. Quoting them here, the long-term hodler sell-side wave since the ETF's rally has increased since pro-Bitcoin Trump's U.S. Presidential victory November 5th. Around $4 billion has flowed into the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S., according to Farside. CryptoQuant also explained the rising sell pressure isn't significantly impacting the Bitcoin price because the ETFs are absorbing all the coins being sold. Quoting him here, this wave of superficial sell side of supply and profit is notorious. Amen. Shout out to the notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace, Brooklyn, Brownsville, representing. It comes on the back of several prominent Bitcoin supporters sharing their hopes for Bitcoin to hit six figures any day now. Michael Saylor recently shared he would not be surprised if we don't go through 100,000 in November or December. Let me rephrase. He would be surprised, ultimately hinting that he firmly believes we're going to smash 100,000. And let me know if you saw Scottie Pippen and Saylor on stage when Scottie Pippen claimed he met Satoshi, and Michael Saylor's reaction to that was freaking hilarious. Let me know if you guys see that. Also, Saylor's planning a 100K party. Welcome to the club, Michael. Of course, we're planning a 100K fiesta here in Puerto Rico as well. Hope to see you guys so you can meet and connect with the fam. Now, Ryan Lee, chief analyst at BitGet, recently shared November's historically known as the best month for the Bitcoin returns. That's true. And Bitcoin could be on track to 100,000 before the end of the month. Very doable. In fact, I'm calling 100,000 this week. Let me know if you agree. Quoting Lee, if history repeats itself and Bitcoin price grows as projected, a 15% for the current price level will push Bitcoin well above the $100,000 target. Let me know if you can see that 100K incoming, family, and welcome everyone just joining. But anyways, let's continue with the headline, shall we? And welcome everyone just joining us. Let's discuss the 100K week, baby. 100K in play. 6 figs. 100 or let's say the TD sequential indicator says 100,000 before the end of the weekend. So let's break this down. So yeah, the possibility of a six-figure Bitcoin at 100,000 is now closer to reality than ever before. According to Ali Martinez, the analyst who shared his insight on X, Bitcoin's on track to reach 100,600 in the next few days. Send it. Interestingly, this optimistic projection stems from the TD sequential indicator, which has proven reliable in identifying bullish and bearish signals throughout the cycle. However, the TD sequential signal is about to become invalid in this case. The daily candlestick chart shared on social media shows the TD sequential presented a sell signal November 14th, although the Bitcoin price did retrace a bit after. It since resumed a move to the upside, allowing it to break 90,000 once more. And at the time of the live stream, we're still maintaining above 90 Gs. But with this in mind, Ali noted the sell signal is at risk of invalidation. All the bulls need to do now is make certain a daily close above 91.9. Well, hopefully we can close above 91.9 here today for the week, and the sell signal will be invalidated. Quoting Ali here, the TD sequential recently presented a sell signal on the Bitcoin daily chart, but now it's at risk of invalidation. Again, we need to close today above 91.9, and then we're on track to $100,000 this week. So let's go. Interestingly, buy-in patterns point to the possibility of a Bitcoin price closing above 91.9 either today or tomorrow. Well, the close for the week is going to be today now that it's Sunday. For instance, crypto exchange Binance witnessed a significant spike in Bitcoin buy pressure the last few hours, suggesting upwards price movement could be ahead. Let me know your thoughts on that. And as of now, again, Bitcoin's trading at just above 90 Gs. So we're 11% increase away from reaching the 100K milestone. Market sentiment remains overwhelmingly positive. Crypto Greed and Fear Index just registered a 90 for the day, the highest we've seen it in quite some time. And again, the all-time high is sitting just shy of 93.5. So again, if we can close above 91.6, we're looking good, and 100K in play for this week. Let me know if you think we'll likely hit that 100K target. And of course, I mean, we've been calling it. We're so close. We've never been this close in Bitcoin history. We're on the cusp of continuing to make new all-time highs, and I think that's going to be very fun as we continue reaching new all-time highs over the course throughout 2025 as well. Considering this is still the year of the halving, it's always the year preceding the halving we hit the cycle peak. So you ain't seen nothing yet, bottom line. You know what I mean? We are going to pump soon, says Diana. I'm with you on that. We're gearing up for the pump. Let's go, 100K. Gary Gensler's war on crypto. Didn't Mr. Trump say he will end Gensler's war on crypto? Well, let's break this one down, shall we? Prominent U.S. prosecutor office to reduce focus on crypto cases. Hallelujah. They're finally slowing down. About time. Prominent U.S. attorney's office reportedly plans to reduce its focus on crypto cases with Trump headed back to the White House. Everything's on the up and up with Trump at the helm. Thursday, Trump announced the Truth Social he planned to nominate Jay Clayton. Personally, I'm not really a fan of his. As U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton used to be the chairman of the SEC, and it was on his last day of office before Gary took over. They launched the lawsuit against the SEC. I mean, against Ripple Labs, XRP, my apologies. But anyways, Clayton led the, as they're saying here, led the SEC with Trump's previous term and made crypto-friendly comments recently. Scott Hartman, co-chief of Secretaries of Commodities Fraud Task Force at the Southern District, said at the conference this week that the office won't ignore crypto, but also won't have as many prosecutors focused on the sector. According to Reuters, quoting them here, we brought a lot of the big cases in wake of the crypto winter. There were a lot of important fraud cases to bring there, but we know our regulatory partners are very active in the space. Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District, prosecuted numerous crypto cases in recent years, including Bankman-Fried and FTX. Yeah, a little late, wouldn't you think? And after expressing skepticism about Bitcoin and crypto during his previous presidential term, Trump spent the past year on the campaign trail, promising to protect and grow the digital asset sector, as we know. At the campaign events over the past months, he promised to fire the current SEC chair, Gary Gensler, on his first day in office, and we think Gary is most likely going to resign and save face and end the policies that prevent the crypto investors and companies from using digital assets. He is going to end Gary Gensler Gensler's war on crypto. Senator Warren's war on crypto. Joe Biden's war on crypto. Amen to that. He also said that the U.S. would stop selling its trove of seized Bitcoin on the open market and instead strategically hold the asset as an investment. And of course, they're now seeking to purchase up 1 million Bitcoin. Cynthia Lummis proposed it, stockpiling the Bitcoin for the country. And you already know, and now we have other countries and political leaders pledging to do the same thing, such as out of Poland, which I shared with you a little earlier, as game theory family continues in full effect. Now let's discuss the 135 target in play, and then we'll discuss 124,000 year-end target according to ARK Invest, and we'll go from there. So yeah, current Bitcoin price ceiling projected at 135,000 according to CryptoQuant. I personally think it's idiotic to call a ceiling because Bitcoin has no top, fiat has no bottom, but nonetheless, we're going to entertain it. CryptoQuant CEO revised his earlier prediction, is now projecting 135,000 Bitcoin price ceiling with a 2024 price target of 112. So he believes we'll hit 112 here in December in his latest quantitative analysis. The CEO explained the capital flows of the Bitcoin market, including those from exchange-traded funds and products, support these predictions. He indicated that these are current projections, a signal that the forecast is subject to change. He also offered a word of caution to traders, quoting him here. Please note that this doesn't mean we aren't getting corrections. As I mentioned earlier, the futures perpetual market is over leveraged. Stay long-term bullish, but be cautious with leverage if you're a trader. Sage advice there. He also warned of market speculators and investors that Bitcoin USDT perpetual market was over leveraged by approximately 2.7 times more than in early of 2024. Liquidations of leveraged long positions place downwards pressure on the Bitcoin price, and cascading liquidations can significantly pull back the price. We are in the bull market. Bitcoin will go up, he exclaimed. But as Bitcoin continues its price discovery, quantitative analysis are split over where the Bitcoin price will go next. That's right, because we're in unprecedented times. Price discovery, there's zero resistance that even exists. We've never seen it. Price action like this. So his guess is as good as yours, family. CryptoQuant recently argued that some long-term Bitcoin hodlers, those who have held the asset for 155 days or longer, were starting to take profits at 90,000. I'm curious if any of you took any profit when we hit 90,000. The contributor explained that this particular cohort of long-term Bitcoin hodlers is not representative of the entire group and expects the long-term hodlers to hold out in expectation of greater profits. I would agree with that. I think the whales and the long-term hodlers are the smart money, and they recognize where we are in the cycle. Quoting them here, through realized price UTXO bands, we see the long-term hodlers are not looking at 90 Gs. Bitcoin has to reach higher levels and prices to realize profits of more than 10x. So there you have it, yo. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Can you see it? Can you smell what the rock is cooking? What are your thoughts surrounding CryptoQuant projection of 135 as a price ceiling for the Bitcoin? Personally think that's too bearish in my humble opinion, and I'll reiterate my stance of where I'm currently at. I believe we hit the cycle peak in 2025. I think it's going to range somewhere between 225,000 as the bear scenario, and the bull scenario I can see being 750,000, and most likely somewhere in between. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that before we dive into our feature story of the day. Now let's dive into our feature story of the day. ARK Invest unveils year-end targets for Bitcoin, sees continued bullish momentum for the Biddy in 2025. And you got to respect ARK Invest for two reasons. Number one, I mean, what broski doesn't love Cathie Wood? Yesterday, we talked about her latest prediction, doubling down on Bitcoin hitting 1.5 million per coin, ultimately surging 1,600% from the current price action. If you missed that pod, be sure to check it out. The other reason I personally respect, Cathie and ARK Invest, they were the first major institution adopting Bitcoin back when it was only $250 per coin. So they're the smart money. They understand this thing. They saw it well before than all the other major, players. So yeah, tech-focused investment firm ARK Invest believes Bitcoin will shatter, I repeat, shatter the six-figure price level before 2024 expires. Let's shatter that mofo this week, family. What do you say? In a brand new report, ARK Invest analyst David Puel looks at historical data to predict where Bitcoin could possibly land before the end of the year. I believe he's also the creator of the Puel multiple, another data point in the analytics we tend to check out. But anyways, based on the numbers dating as far back as 2011, Pure predicts that Bitcoin could rise as much as 36% from the current level. Quoting him here, as of November 13, 2024, Bitcoin's performance multiple reached 2.14x, outperforming the 2.0x average for the sample years 2011 to 2023, as well as the 2.04x average of the calendar year in which halvings have occurred, 2012, 2016, 2020, and we just witnessed the fourth halving in what was it, April 19th of this year. So if Bitcoin were to match the general historical average or the average of the halving years at December's end, its 2024 performance multiple could hit between 2.48x and 2.94x, its price potentially reaching between 104 and 124,000. Right, exactly my precise target I've been calling every day on the stream, and I love that their target is the same as mine. 124,000 before the end of the year. Send it. Let's get it. And also, as I pointed out earlier, the weekly chart also has the cup and handle target at 124,000. Now, Pure also predicts that Bitcoin's bull market will not stop this year. Of course not. The ARK Invest analyst believes that the Bitcoin bullish momentum will persist if the incoming administration under President Trump continues to explore the idea of adding Bitcoin to the U.S. government balance sheet. Let's go. Quoting him again. Bottom line, if the institutions continue to gravitate towards this new asset class and the U.S. government seriously contemplates adding Bitcoin to its strategic reserves, which it will. Trump already promised it. RFK already promised it. They're both working together. We're going to get it. We anticipate a strong close to 2024 and continued momentum during 2025. Let me know your thoughts on that. Can you see 124,000 target next month in December here in Q4? And what are your thoughts about the United States stockpiling the Bitcoin, making it a strategic reserve asset as Trump already promised? I know RFK was even more bullish. He wanted to hold 4 million Bitcoin for the United States and purchase upwards of 400 Bitcoin per day. We know Bukele buys 1 Bitcoin per day in El Salvador, but of course, the United States has a lot more capital to make bigger things happen a lot quicker. But nonetheless, Trump said he'll stockpile all the Bitcoin. They'll stop selling the Bitcoin. As you know, he said he will end Biden's war on crypto. And I think that's why all the crypto bros are pro-Trump. It's good for the economy. It's good for the crypto sector. It's good against the war on crypto. It's good for Bitcoiners. It's good for shitcoiners. It's good round the board. You know what I mean? 93 seems to be a strong resistance. Well, currently 93 is the current all-time high, so it is the strongest and only resistance. To be quite honest with you, there's really not much other resistance out there right now. I'm so over Coinbase fees and spread tax. Yeah, yo. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Laser Cat says 88.93. Greg to the laser is definitely a buy wall. Well, 100K in play, family. This might be the big week. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let's get this close for the week above 91. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Come on now. We're so damn close. We could see 100,000 this week. Let that sink in. But spread the word, repost the stream. Let them know we live and in the flesh. We currently got close to 1,000 people live on stream right now. The stream is pinned at the top of the X profile. We're only halfway through the show. We got done the news segment, but now we're going to be kicking it. Welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show.